Greetings and welcome to Prof. Neil. It's a pleasure to have you with us. The first Friday of December. This is today. And December always brings in memories of that December. Which December? 1971, of course, when India liberated East Pakistan, today what is known as Bangladesh. It's a one great narrative, it's a great story, and it has to be told across four recordings, a series of four recordings. This is the first recording, the preview. In 1971, Pakistan conducted general elections. The eastern part of Pakistan, dominated by the Bengali Muslims, had felt alienated by the Urdu-speaking Punjabi Pakistanis. They voted overwhelmingly for Mujibur Rahman of the Awami League, and President Zulfikar Ali Bhutto finished a distant second. He was not very happy. He ordered a crackdown on the eastern part, the military crackdown called Operation Searchlight, launched on the night of 25th March 1971. And the general officer commanding at that time, Eastern Pakistan, was Tika Khan. The objective is just simple: to take control of all political and military opposition and eliminate them. The soldiers were free to do whatever they wanted to do with the men, the women, and the children. It was genocide and ethnic cleansing of the highest order. We had an unprecedented refugee crisis because all the oppressed Bengali Muslims fled into neighboring India. As it is, we were not self-reliant that time, and we had now had to feed these people. Mrs. Gandhi called an emergency meeting of the cabinet, and also asked General Manekshaw, the chief of the army staff, to come in. She ordered Manekshaw to attack Pakistan then and itself. He refused to do so. He promised to defeat them if he attacked now. The ministers were all agape. How could somebody stand up to Mrs. Gandhi? He asked him to stand aside after the meeting but before that, when he promised to defeat, he said, Madam Prime Minister, I promise you defeat. One, because your railway minister won't give you enough rolling stock to transport all my armored units from down south up country. Your agriculture minister will be very upset with me because the crops are ready for harvest. We will destroy all the standing crop. Your finance minister cannot give me money, madam, because he does not have, Madam Prime Minister, he does not have money in his chest. And war needs a very deep and very big treasury. The rains, monsoons are expected any time. The rivers are in spate because of the snow melting. All this put together, plus the swamps and the marshes, will derail my main equipment. All these factors put together, the main threat would may come from China, which might open a front. And we cannot manage two fronts, Madam Prime Minister, at one time. As all the ministers walked out, he told Sam, please step aside. The minute all the ministers had walked out, she told him, before he could say anything, he said, Madam Prime Minister, would you like my resignation letter? She said, no, Sam. Outline your plan to me. Once he outlined his plan to her, she agreed to. She said, yes, Sam, I go with you. I agree to your plan. Provided, if you win, it's my victory. If you lose, it's your loss. Yes, Madam Prime Minister. So, this is the first time in independent India that the political leadership had reposed confidence in the military leadership. She had delegated everything to Sam Manekshaw. And Sam had experience, war experience, World War II, 1962, 1948, 1965, rich experience. And most of his corps commanders had, if not World War II, they at least had 62, 48, 65. So they are rich in experience battle of losing and winning both. So this was the situation then. We sent in the Indian army to train the Bangladeshi Muslims, these Pakistanis, as Mukti Bahini to resist the East Pakistani troops. Something similar to what the Allies did in occupied France and Poland and all other countries occupied by the Germans then in World War II. So that was the situation then. And Mrs. Gandhi then went in November to America to meet President Nixon and Kissinger at the Oval Office. The meeting was not very good. She was told very clearly, Madam Prime Minister, if USA will not keep quiet if India pokes her nose in East Pakistan. So she replied, showing spine, Mr. President, India doesn't need advice from the United States of America to do what she wants to do in her self-interest. It was not a very pleasant meeting. She did not attend the evening the reception held for her. It was a clear snub. And the US was not very happy about it. On her earlier visit, her first visit to US, she had charmed the president, then President Lyndon Johnson, to eat him, literally make him eat out of his hands. And he had arranged to supply us the much needed PL 480 food grain supply chain and also monetary aid as a relief. This administration didn't get along very well with Mrs. Gandhi. Now she had already signed the Indo-Soviet Union Treaty of Friendship, and that was going to stand in good stead because they were going to be helping us to thwart Uncle Sam's moves on India. She now sent all her ministers to different European capitals to garner support for India's action. We were ready to launch an offensive now by November, December, as per Sam Manekshaw's plans. But on 3rd December 1971, the Pakistani Air Force launched preemptive attacks on 7 Indian air bases in the north of India. We were in a state of war, and Mrs. Gandhi went on air and announced a state of war with Pakistan. And typically, we went on the attack, and typically, like a football tactics or a strategy, or the traditional football system of attacking from the right and holding the left, defensive from the left. If you look at the map of Pakistan from India, the right is the Bangladesh front, left is the Fazilka side. So we attacked from the right, the attacking side. Likewise, they did so. We held the left. And they threw everything at us from the western front, on the western front. While eastern front, we cut through like knife through butter, hot knife through butter. As my co-founder of Air Deccan Aviation and Air Deccan, Colonel Joseph Samuel tells me, Neil, I was in the eastern front. We had literally a walk in the park compared to what Arun went through on the western front. Colonel Arun Rao was my direct supervisor, and I asked him about the western front. He says, Neil, I was detailed at Fazilka, and it was terrible. They threw everything they had at us, and we were hard pressed to hold on, but we held on. That was the story at that time, and the war started, and we were cutting through the eastern side. So next, we have engaged with the brilliant General Sagat Singh and his Meghna heli bridge, the most unique thing that ever happened in military history, overall, in general, all over the world. So whenever you can, embrace a soldier to ensure peace in your lifetime. Thank you. Bye-bye.